Hi everyone, my name's Gail Spaien and I am this week's studio visit artist for I Like Your Work. Welcome to my studio here in South Portland, Maine. I'm a painter and my main material at this time is acrylic paint on linen. What you see here is my studio, which is in my home. I have been working in my home for maybe the last 10 years. And the subject matter of the work reflects this sort of connection to the domestic sphere. I think a lot about painting as kind of an ordinary activity, similar to what Barry Schwabsky says about the importance of painting as an ordinary activity today, and also what Laurie Fendridge says about the ordinary act of arranging colored shapes on a surface. So painting is integrated into my daily routine. Sometimes I tell people, I cook, I clean, I take the dog for a walk, I paint. These are works that are very much in process. They're brand new, really. You're the first to see them. And they're based on my friend's backyard. They're called Karen's Backyard. Although it's not exactly what the backyard at her house looks like. She does have a fire pit or whatever, but it's based on her backyard, but also that those, for example, lounge chairs that are eventually going to be rendered come from a childhood home. The Adirondack chairs come from a very romantic gesture my husband made to me by bringing me, before we were married, Adirondack chairs. The willow tree comes from my backyard, etc. So I call from different places in my surroundings. They're not always exacting, and they don't always look like the place. They're observed and imagined situations. So here's my workspace. My paintings tend to be somewhat meticulous, but my workspace is not so much, and certainly my palette is not so much meticulous. I mix paint as I go, and I don't ever remember a lot of times the colors that I mix. And so consequently, I think that's why the paintings look the way they do, is because I don't necessarily keep track of every single color that I mix. I'm pretty hard on my brushes. I use a lot of these small brushes here, and when they get dull, when the point sort of goes away, I get more. They're like pencils to me in a way. I work, like I said, with acrylic on linen. I like the conceptual idea of acrylic on linen. It points to the contemporary as well as the traditional. One of the primary things I go for in the work is optical activity, because paintings are perceptual experiences, and color is a key element in causing optical activity. I want my paintings to be somewhat visually decadent so that I and others might look for a long time. And so along with my use of color, I use patterns and repeated motifs to add to the experience of optical indulgence. A repeated pattern is an action that not only activates our sense of sight, it connects a viewer with how the work was made. It literally depicts an intimacy with process and with time. So not only do I hope a viewer might be hypnotized by a repeated pattern or by small shapes of subtle color shifts that make light and cause depth, I like the idea that the intimacy with the making process is an experience that a viewer might also register. In this way, I hope my paintings might unfold on different emotional and physical levels. Well, certainly there's a lot more I could say about my work. I guess I'll end here with the idea that for me, a painting is a place. I turn my back to the external world and I enter into the world of the painting, and I hope a viewer might do that too. It's kind of the heart of the matter that each time I make a painting, I want to create a world that can cause sensation or an empathetic response to the poignancy of the ordinary. So thank you for stopping in and having a short tour of my studio. You can read a full interview about my practice on ilikeyourwork.com, studio visit artist. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch, feel free to go to my website, gailspaien.com, and leave me a message. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.